Hey guys, Meteorologist Chris Homer here with this afternoon mountain weather update. I was out this morning skiing powder. We hit probably 6 to 12 inches of new snow with this storm, and you can see the sky's clear. There was barely any wind. It was really nice, although the snow felt a little denser, a little heavier with this storm system, at least in the zone where I was. All right, let me show you what I'm thinking here this afternoon. So we're in for a snowy stretch here. We've got at least two waves for a lot of the Intermountain West. The Wasatch is a well-defined bullseye with this. You've got 2 to 3 coming tomorrow, 2 to 3 inches. That's not the big deal. The major snow comes between 219 and 221, 1 to 2 feet generally. And I think that it's a possibility that a couple places might get over 2 feet during that stretch. Looks like we're going to get some pretty good lift with that particular wave coming through the Wasatch. Tetons 2 to 3 inches on 218, then probably 3 to 6. Maybe 3 to 5, 219 through 221. Now in Colorado, very light snow tomorrow, maybe an inch, a couple inches, and maybe a few spots. But the really interesting part is 219 through 222, and in particular 221 and 222. Storm system will cross right over the center of the state. I think when you combine both of those days, probably 6 to 12 inches of accumulation across the central and northern mountains of Colorado. Keep an eye on that one. Northeast, only light snow. I don't have anything major. And then an interesting shift at the end of this forecast period, 225 to 228, at least, probably maybe even beyond 228, but the northern branch is going to get involved. That's the bottom line. So we could see colder air move in, higher snow ratios. We'll look at that in the forecast here in just a few minutes. Let me take you over to water vapor satellite imagery this afternoon and show you what I'm seeing. So, all right, here's the setup. So on this oranges and reds, dry air aloft, your moisture's right here in your whites, your blues, and your greens. And this is the next storm system that'll be moving in and pushing moisture, and that's what's going to basically send a wave of some lighter snows over the Intermountain West on 218. And then we're going to have to wait a little bit. And here's the main trough, the main storm system with the trough sitting behind it, another storm there. So what's going to happen is this whole thing right here, this whole trough in the atmosphere is going to slide into California with heavy snow, and then the whole thing's going to move into the interior, and that's the storm that will cross Colorado, will cross Utah with heavy snow, 219 through 221, and then Colorado, 221 and 222. So that's the trough, the center of the storm. Let me show it to you on radar. Here we go. Here's 218, 11 p.m., 219. Here comes the big trough approaching California. Okay, so by the time we get into 220, the storm's crossing Utah, moving into Colorado, continues on 222, and then it's gone. But here comes another storm into the west. That approaches California, sends some moisture into the interior. Now watch what happens, 225 and beyond. Look at the northern branch starting to buckle, and here it comes. So we start to get a merger and some involvement with that northern branch. So that should really help snow production with that type of flow. All right, let me put some moisture on this. So that's the current state of affairs here this afternoon at 5:30. Watch what happens. Sends a wave of moisture into the interior on 218. Again, very light snow right there on 218. Nothing major, only minor. Here we go with the main storm. There it is. Sends another wave of moisture into the interior. Main storm makes its move, 220, 221, 222. At this point, you've got heavy snow still continuing in the Wasatch. Also heavy snow, central and northern mountains of Colorado. And still there on 222 end of day, and then it's out of there. Another storm approaches the west coast. Watch the northern branch starts to get involved, and there's a merger with the two, and by 226, much colder, widespread snow potential, and that's probably into 227 and 228 as well. Okay, let's look at the latest snow numbers that I've got. So rest of today through tomorrow, only light snow through the interior, 1 to 4 inches. A little bit more in California. Period 2. It's a much bigger period. So 219 through 221, 1 to 2 feet in the Sierra, 1 to 2 feet in the Wasatch. And again, it's possible that those numbers will trend up. I think it's possible. In Colorado during this period, central to northern mountains, anywhere from 3 to 8 inches. But watch what happens. The snow continues on 222 in Colorado. So we add another 3 to potentially 6 inches in Colorado. So here we go. Period 1, and then we add some more on 222. So that's why I'm thinking potentially 6 to 12 inches in Colorado during that period. Okay, let's go to the final period. This is 225 through 226 once we start to get some of that colder air. Northern branch merges, brings in some additional energy and lift, and you can see what happens over the course of this time. 25 and 26, we're looking at 1 to 2 feet across the Pacific Northwest. Good snow for interior BC, Idaho. Tetons ring out 8 to 10, probably a foot in the Wasatch, and maybe another foot in the Sierra. Colorado picks up probably 3 to 8 inches, but those numbers would likely go up once we extend into 227, which is very likely. Okay, let's look at the Northeast. Again, nothing major here. Some light snow accumulations, 1 to 4 for the major ski areas, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this afternoon Mountain Weather Update. Always appreciate you tuning in here, and have a good weekend.